everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is the 29th of September 2025, and once again America is staring at the edge of a government shutdown. The budget fight in Washington is reaching a boiling point. Lawmakers are stuck, deadlines are closing in, and the consequences could shake not just the U.S. economy, but markets worldwide. Melvin, this sounds like déjà vu. What's happening with the U.S. budget? Are we really just days away from another shutdown?
Hello, Charlotte, let's get to it. I'll tell you what's known and what sparring has been going on between Republicans and Democrats to try to prevent a government shutdown.
Vice President Vance, I want to thank the President as well. They showed strong leadership today. They invited the four leaders over here because the President is operating in good faith, and he demonstrated that very well. The problem is that Chuck Schumer and Leader Jeffries refused to acknowledge the simple facts. Let's review what the simple facts are. As the Vice President was saying, this is the common sense thing to do. This is the right thing to do. This is the simple thing to do. By way of review, the House is getting back to the way the regular appropriations process is supposed to work. 12 separate appropriations bills passed through the House Appropriations Committee, 3 off the floor. The Senate doing their work as well. All this in bipartisan fashion, by the way. They passed 3 bills in the Senate. Those bills don't match up exactly. So for the first time in years, since 2019, you have a conference committee that is being constituted between the House and the Senate. This is the way a bill becomes a law. They work out the differences. All this is happening in bipartisan fashion. The problem is we've run out of clock. September 30th is the end of the fiscal year, so we need a little more time. So what we did in the Republican majority is the right, responsible, simple thing. A clean, continuing resolution, a short-term, nonpartisan continuing resolution. It's only 24 pages in length. Leader Thune has a copy if you want to see the exhibit. There's nothing partisan in here. No policy riders, none of our big party preferences, because we want to do the right thing by the American people and allow more time for negotiation. Now, there's a reason that Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries have come out here, stomped the feet, saying that they can't go along with this. They're trying to bring in extraneous issues. They issued a counter proposal. You should go take a look at what they requested. $1.5 trillion in new spending that is unrelated to the ongoing appropriations process. They wanted to, as you said, restore taxpayer-funded benefits, okay? Hard-working taxpayers in America. They want to take your funds and give that for benefits to illegal aliens. They want to restore that because we got rid of it. They want to prop up left-leaning media outlets. $500 million they threw in on top of that. $1.5 trillion on a 7-week stopgap funding measure. We're not going to do that. They know we can't do that. And we never have in the past. During the Biden administration, there were 13 threatened shutdowns. The Republicans in the minority did the right thing. We kept the government open. We're simply asking for the Democrats to do the same. Again, I want to thank President Trump for the strong, solid leadership. He listened to the arguments, and they just wouldn't acknowledge the simple facts. I want to thank Vice President here for showing his leadership as well. If the Democrats make the decision to shut the government down, the consequences are on them, and I think it's absolutely tragic. We've never said that was a good idea. We never believed it is. And I want you to remember, when we voted in the House, we passed it out of the House. The House has done its job. We did that almost 2 weeks ago. Every Democrat in the House except one voted to shut the government down. That is the record, and don't forget it. This is very important on health care. Their counterproposal, what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries are demanding, is that they claw back the $50 billion that we put into the rural hospital support structure. They want to take that back. We're not going to do that. We passed that because we have to allow for that. Also, if they shut the government down, not only are troops unpaid, federal workers, and all the services that everybody relies upon, but the WIC program, the nutrition program, women, infant, and children, they will not get that program, will not be funded. FEMA won't be funded. We have hurricanes off the coast of the United States right now. This is serious business. You have telehealth, you have mental health services, all that's funded by the government would stop if Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the Democrats have their way. The Democrat shutdown would be damaging for the country. We can't allow for it.
Trump faces gridlock as government shutdown looms. President Donald Trump will meet with lawmakers from both parties today in the Oval Office in a last-minute push to avoid a federal government shutdown. At the center of the standoff is Trump's claim of authority to cancel previously approved spending, something Democrats insist must be curbed in any deal. They are also demanding healthcare measures, while Republicans propose only a 7-week funding extension. With neither side holding enough votes, analysts warn the talks could amount to little more than political theater. A shutdown at midnight Wednesday would delay economic data, including the monthly jobs report, and stall operations at the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Trump himself admitted the risk bluntly. Could be, yeah. Warren Buffett to step down as Berkshire CEO. After 60 years, billionaire Warren Buffett will retire as CEO of Berkshire Hathaway at the end of the year, ending one of Wall Street's most legendary careers. Buffett, who generated a cumulative 6,000% return on Berkshire's Class A shares, will hand leadership to Greg Abel, along with a cash reserve of $344 billion and a $307 billion portfolio. True to Buffett's style, more than half of that portfolio is concentrated in just 3 holdings, with Apple remaining the largest despite a major sell-off in 2023. His departure closes an era defined by bold, concentrated bets that made Berkshire a model for long-term investing success. Wall Street rethinks the Magnificent Seven amid AI boom. The once dominant Magnificent Seven stocks Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla are no longer the sole face of U.S. market power. 3 years after ChatGPT sparked an AI revolution, investors are broadening their focus to new players such as Broadcom, Oracle, and Palantir. While Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, and Alphabet continue to thrive, Apple, Amazon, and Tesla are lagging. Analysts now propose fresh groupings, from a Fab Four centered on AI leaders to an Elite Eight that includes Broadcom. The shift reflects growing doubts that the Mag 7 alone can dominate the AI future. Marc Chaikin warns of a strange day ahead for U.S. markets. Wall Street veteran Marc Chaikin, known for his bold calls on CNBC, has issued a stark warning. A strange day is coming to America. Chaikin, who predicted the 2020 crash, says a major transition is underway that could redefine the next wave of wealth creation. He cautions that traditional stockholders may face a rude surprise and urges investors to consider a specific asset class, though he emphasizes it is not cryptocurrencies. With over 50 years of market experience, Chaikin calls this the most startling signal since his 2012 Priceline.com prediction, which delivered a 733% gain. It has been today's report, Charlotte. It is greater than we move on to the studio.
This story is moving fast, and the stakes are enormous. Will Washington find a deal in time, or are we headed for another shutdown that could rattle the economy? Stay tuned, we'll keep you updated right here. So, we're not just talking politics, we're talking about direct shocks to Wall Street and Main Street. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next report.